Hello there, everybody. This is Eliza Bloom Robinson, and we are activating the miraculous. I am on just a couple of minutes early here, or a few moments early here. I'm going to go ahead and do some sharing and stick with me here. There was some confusion about where we were going to be and how it was going to work. So I'm going to the event page now and seeing if I can find where we are actually live. Okay, it's coming. Hold on. Hold on. All right, I'm going live. And so now I'm sharing it. I'm sharing it to my personal page. Feel free to share it wherever you want. I'm going to share it actually on, I can only share it to a page. That's fascinating. Okay. Let's see if we can get this on sharing. Got one person, that's me, I think, posting that. And let's see if I can share it onto my personal page. That's so fascinating. Share it on a page, in a group, in an event. I wonder why it's not letting me put it on my personal page. So let me try one more thing. I'm going to start a watch party. There we go. That'll help. I think that'll work. Okay. Day one live. Activating the miraculous. So let me start that and see if we can't get this moving around. Okay, so I think that we're live on that page. That looks good. And then I'm going to close that. I'm going to go, oops. Hold on just a second here. I'm still working on this. I'm going to go back and, oh, hi. Okay, Steve's here. Leila's here. Nancy's here. Eddie's here. Awesome. Awesome. So go ahead and share it out if you'd like. I'm just going to invite a couple of people who I know are looking for us. Make sure Kara Price is invited, so she's here. Let's see, there were a couple other people who were questioning about where we were going to be, so let's see if I can, let's see. Anyway, okay, I think we're going to just do that and see how we go. So if you are here live, please let me know you are and type a comment. Let me know where you're watching from and who's joining with us. That's very helpful to us in the great grand scheme of things. So this is day number one of activating the miraculous, and I am Eliza Bloom Robinson, and my work in the world has always been about spiritual awakening. And over the last couple of months, since the end of December, beginning of January, I feel a brand new something happening. And it's coming through me differently. Some of you have been with me, so you know what we're popping into quantum burst work and we're playing in the quantum field. Early in January, I was working with my friend Solera, and what really came through is that I'm an orchestrator of grand becomingness. And the grand becomingness feels, we've been talking about this for a long time too, feels like a new consciousness, like a new humanity being birthed. Some of us have been, working on birthing a new humanity for 9 years since 2012. And now it's happening. It's coming, it's happening right now. And we, gone through a really crazy, we're in the midst of a really crazy time in our world. And, people are reacting to the coronavirus. And last month, a couple months ago, we were doing the Australia fires. And it just feels like the earth itself, our mother, our planet, is in a transcending time, is in a transformational time. And I know a lot of people are panicked or anxious or any degree on that, looking at the news and watching what's going on. And even with this idea of being quarantined or self-quarantined or social distancing and all of that, it's triggering people. It's triggering all kinds of stuff in our consciousness. I don't know if it's all in the world, but our United States is doing this crazy thing about toilet paper. Like, we're out of toilet paper. Like, the whole country is hoarding toilet paper because I don't know why. I don't know why. And so all of the reactions and the quick and the tight and the restrictions and all of that stuff continues to impact our situation with more contraction. So I had this download yesterday. It said, oh, do this 3-day Facebook thing. Do this activating the miraculous. My word for the year, and if you've been around me at all, is miraculous outcomes. And some people are like, how can you, like what? Like, I was working with one of my small groups, and I started to use that term. This has been, early January, mid-January, before we went on our big trip. And I was using that, and then we did a process, because that's what we do, and we landed in this space, and she goes, oh my God, I totally got it. I didn't get it before, and now I got it. I was just now working with a client. I mean, just like hung up, said, oh, it got to run. I've got to get on, right? Like, quickly. And we're talking about a situation, and I'm holding for miraculous outcomes. And she's like, I can't even get there. I can't see how it will come. Well, the trick to miraculous outcomes, and really the definition of miraculous outcomes, is you can't see it. You can't know it. You can't know what it is. You can't call forth, I want it to look like this. That doesn't work anymore. But if you can let go and step back, and I'm going to talk about stepping back today. When you can step back from the trauma, from the emotion, from the craziness, the noise of the universe, and you can land in this space, then a miraculous outcome becomes one of an infinite number of possibilities from the infinite universe. Because if we believe what we teach, and that is that we are all divine and we have access to divine mind or universal mind or infinite intelligence, then that knows something different we don't. Why not? Like this, that's a whole nother conversation. There's a physicist who is, I think his name is Baum. My friend Sharon was talking about him the other day, and I went to go research him. I think his name is Baum. And he talks about implicit order. That there is an implicit order in the universe. And when we can back away from thinking we know what it should look like, then we can access this implicit order. And what we do when we access that is we just access the infinite. And we can trust and we can know that something amazing is coming because we believe in miraculous outcomes. So our theme for today is staying out of fear and impossibility. Now, when you're in fear, that's near impossible to get out of, so the miracle is getting out of it. But I want to share a story that Sharon shared in another group, and it is a story about it's a story that Carl Jung shared about a village that had been experiencing drought for 5 years. Goes like this. Many famous rainmakers have been called, but they had all failed to make rain. In the village's last desperate attempt, they called upon a renowned rainmaker from afar. When he arrived, he looked around the village, and he set up his tent, and he disappeared inside for 4 days. On the 5th day, the rain started to fall. The villagers were overjoyed. They asked him how he had accomplished such a miracle. And the rainmaker explained, when I arrived, the first thing that I noticed was that everything in your village was out of harmony. So I spent 4 days putting myself into harmony with the divine. Then the rains came. That's what we're being called to do. We're being called to put ourselves in harmony with the divine in the midst of whatever's showing up in our lives, in the midst of the situations and the circumstances. And so every time that we can put ourselves in harmony with the divine, science of heart math, right, says that when we can put ourselves in harmony with the divine, our biochemistry changes. Our stress hormones lower, our feel-good hormones raise. We allow our body, mind, heart, soul, spirit to come into coherence. And when we do that with our own body, mind, heart, soul, then we impact the whole, because we are a microcosm of the macrocosm, or the microcosm of the microcosm, or however it works. We're both, actually. But when we can touch that place of harmony, or that place of infinite possibility, then we open ourselves. We actually, in that point, access the quantum, which is the infinite. And then we begin to see things different, right? If you go through my feed, this afternoon I was posting all kinds of really miraculous things, like the singing in Italy, and the caremongering in Canada, and the swans and the dolphins coming back into the canals in Venice, and the earth already changing. The air pollution in Italy has extremely dropped. The air pollution in China went from extremely high to way low. There are miracles happening all around us. Now, that doesn't discount that some people are really scared and some people are really traumatized. It doesn't discount. It doesn't diminish any of that. But what it does is it pivots our awareness from that which is bad or scary or fearful or contractive in any way, shape, or form to that which is putting ourselves in harmony with the divine. One of my favorite quotes is, everything's going to be okay in the end. And if it's not yet okay, don't worry, it's not yet the end. And again, that doesn't diminish if you are the one sick. The scary thing about that, or it's your partner who's sick, or it doesn't diminish that high level, but it separates us a little bit from the mass level. Can you feel that? So if you're in your really, truly own personal crisis, then reach out to me and I'll work with you. But if you're just in reaction to the rest of the humanity's crisis, that's where we can play. Because we can separate from that very easily, very quickly. And when we do that, we become the calm in the storm. When we do that, we find in our own body a softening. And when we do that, everything can begin to change. So I want you to type in the chat. I haven't been watching that at all, so I don't even know if anybody's here. But if you're here and you're watching, or whether you're catching the replay, type in the chat right now in this moment, on a scale of 1 to 10, how's your stress level? 10 being the, right? 3 being like, I'm a little nervous about what's going on in the world. 0 being like, I'm cool. So go ahead and type, just put your number in there if you can do that. And we're going to take about, we're already about 14 minutes, so we're going to go probably about 25 total today. But we're going to take about 6 minutes, and that might feel like a long time, but it's also very short. We're going to take about 6 minutes and really just do this simple process. But I want a start point, like where are you at stress level? So if you haven't typed it, just notice where you're at. And this is very, very simple. This is also from my friend Sharon, who is an epigeneticist who works with the DNA, and so she's got all the science and the physics and all that. So it's actually it's physics. It's not just a spiritual practice. It's actually physics put into practice. So if you're not driving, go ahead and take a breath and close your eyes. And just begin to notice. Just begin to notice your thoughts. Just begin to notice your physical body. Scan your physical body. Just make note. Just notice the places that might be contractive or restricted or in a state of dis-ease in the moment. And as you notice your body, notice if you're making it mean something. Notice if there's some restriction or judgment about what you notice. And then notice your emotions. Notice your emotional body. If you've got emotions going on right now, what are they? Don't judge them. Don't make up stories about them. Just let them float by as you notice them. Oh, I notice I'm a little fearful. I notice I've got anxiety. I notice I'm in absolute panic. I notice that I'm in judgment about my panic. And just let go. Every time you notice, just notice it, let it flow. And then once more, notice your thought. Notice your thought process. And often, when we become the observer of our thoughts, we're above them or below them. So just imagine yourself becoming the sky, and that your thoughts are simply the clouds. They're just moving across the sky, some slower than others. But they're just simply a cloud in the sky. It doesn't impact the sky. Now notice the bottoms of your feet. If you have shoes on or socks, feel the material on your feet. If you're sitting up and your feet are on the ground, notice the ground, the carpet, the floor. And imagine that your bare feet are outside in nature. Maybe grass, maybe sand, maybe water. Just allowing your consciousness to wander. And just notice what you're noticing. And notice that your body might be relaxed or more spacious or more quiet. And notice what it would feel like to move into an infinite possibility. What if this moment in time is giving us a doorway to a miraculous outcome? What if it all worked out? What if something amazing, miraculous is coming your way? What if living your most abundant, exciting life is making a difference in the world? What if you are being called to up-level your thought, your consciousness, your being, your impact, your doing? What if this moment in time, as we stay out of fear and impossibility, is the exact thing that turns our planet around so that everybody can experience health and wholeness, so that everybody has enough, so that everybody is equally cared for by ourselves, by each other, by the planet, by the world. What if? Just feel the what if turning up. Feel the what if of infinite possibilities turning up, and allow yourself for a few moments to simply receive what if. What is your what if? What is your miraculous outcome? Don't think it up. Elevate your consciousness and see what you see. What if each and every one of us who's on this call or watching this recording are the ones that activate the miraculous so that we have global miraculous outcome? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Feel how that lifts you, excites you, opens you. Feel how that activates an infinite possibility within you that is and could be miraculous. Now just take one more notice what you notice. Notice one more time. Notice how your body feels. Notice on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being highly stressed, where you might be right now. Notice what your miraculous outcome could be. Notice how it feels to play in community and collaboration. Take one more breath. And when you're ready, open your eyes. So I know you can see me, and I cannot see you because we're not on Zoom, we're live on Facebook. So just type in the chat box what your number was and what your number is. So do that first. Just let's see if there's a couple of people posting numbers. And then before we wrap up, which we'll wrap up here in just a minute, before we wrap up, what did you get? What did you receive? How do you feel right now? I would love everybody who's watching to type something in the comments, because that really helps other people. When you share your experience, then it like bounces off other people's, and we create this beautiful mosaic. It's like, oh, I didn't get that, but I got this, but that makes me, it just opens up the field. It's the power of the collective. Part of the reason I love doing group work right now. All right, let's see. All right, Steve went down to a 3. I think you were, I can't see all the comments. 8.5 to 3, that's a huge jump. That's awesome. So Steve, because you typed a comment, what else can you share with us about how you feel right now or what you experienced? All right, there's a little delay here on my end, I think, to seeing the comments. So while you're typing your comments, and I really, really appreciate that if you do, today is day 1 of 3 days. Tomorrow is going to be day 2, and we're going to be catching the virus of love and wholeness. Day 3, we're going to be spreading a widespread case of inspiration and deeper awareness of new humanity. So we've got some really, really rich things coming up over the next 2 days. And would also love to know, let's see, it looks like there's some comments. Yeah, less anxiety, more relaxed. Awesome. Awesome. Beautiful. And the thing is, this is so important and so valuable, and actually impacts the whole in a way that we can't even begin to imagine. When we do it individually, it impacts the whole, but when we do it collectively for the greater good of the universe, we are claiming and proclaiming that this thing will not get us down, that instead we will rise above, and we'll rise above with love and wholeness. We'll do that tomorrow. But we'll rise above with kindness, with compassion, with oneness. Because as we're discovering, we're not only one planet. The next step beyond oneness is allness. And so we're discovering our allness in this process. And how cool is that? So your homework is to type comments, to feel free to share the video or share the event. And then your other homework is to pay attention to how you're feeling. And if you get caught, remember this. Remember this exercise, remember this practice, and choose to stay out of fear and impossibility. You can't get out of fear so much, but you can pivot to possibility. What if? What if? What if? Allow your what if upping to take you into infinite possibilities. So I will be back, same time, same place tomorrow, and that will be Wednesday. That'll be 4 o'clock Pacific time. I know I'm in Arizona, so it shows as Mountain Standard, which is really confusing because it's actually Denver is Mountain Daylight now. So anyway, Pacific time, we'll say Pacific time, 4 o'clock. And hope to see you all. I would love for you to share this with your friends. And I would love to know how you're feeling as you go through the next 24 hours. All right, everyone. I'm Eliza Bloom Robinson, here activating the miraculous with each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.